We're on a record in cause number 328788. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Loetta Magruder. We have Miss Magruder. Miss Magruder, would you please raise your right hand? Miss Magruder, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Miss Magruder, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Miss Magruder?
I'm not confused anymore.
Anymore? Okay, so you understand everything that I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now Miss Magruder, let me do this here. Prior to us starting back with this case, the court went over the judge's explanation of rights to defendants without an attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you informed the court that you wanted to waive your right to an attorney and to represent yourself. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And in addition, there was a written waiver of your right, which is in State's Exhibit number 1 that we'll get to in a minute, that you signed. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that was done prior to you talking to the district attorney. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Ms. Magruder, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, which is, well, I have before me the information that alleges on or about December 28 of 2020, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of resisting arrest, search, transportation. Do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Ms. Magruder, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
You know, you're pleading guilty because you are guilty.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Magruder, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On this document, Ms. Magruder, on page 2, there are 2 sets of initials. The first set of initials is on a line next to a box that's checked that says guilty. Those initials are LSM. A second set of initials, LSM, are on a line under the paragraph that is titled Discovery Certification. The line that it is on states, I do not request discovery of the evidence. I waive my right to request discovery in the case and choose to enter a plea of guilty or no contest. Now, Ms. Magruder, are these your initials on page 2?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, there's a signature that purports to be your signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, well, on the next document, which is titled the Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, there is a signature above the line that says defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
And there's one box that's checked at the top of this document. That box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Magruder, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you have an opportunity to read these documents?
I did.
And did you read the documents?
Correct. Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir. They are correct to the best of my knowledge.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Magruder, the state is offering State's Exhibit number 1 to be used as evidence against you in your case. State's Exhibit number 1 is the document that have your initials on page 2 and your signature on page 3. Is it all right for the state to use this document as evidence in your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Magruder, State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Ms. Magruder, is there any evidence that you are currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Okay, Ms. Magruder, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial, I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's for 60 days, credit for time served, tax and retire of the court cost.
Mr. Magruder, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. However, you have already served 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. Therefore, you will not have to serve any more time in jail on this case. And Ms. Magruder, the court cost in this case is $327, but you will not have to pay the court cost in this case because the time that you spent in jail has already paid it off. Therefore, the court costs will be taxed and retired. Ms. Magruder, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Magruder, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Ms. Magruder, this is your only case that you have, and so therefore you are excused, and please have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Peppo, who do we have here? Is this Mr. Galvan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Galvan, could you please raise your right hand? Mr. Galvan, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Galvan, you may put your hand down. Mr. Galvan, as a defendant in a criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Number three, you may represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
If you want an attorney to represent you and have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset to give you time to do so. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire one, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney and representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. If you choose to proceed without an attorney, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel from the court. If you want to hire an attorney, your case will be reset. If you have already hired an attorney, that attorney will be contacted and given a copy of your reset date. If you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, you will have to fill out a financial questionnaire. If you have already been appointed a court-appointed attorney, your court-appointed attorney will be contacted and given a copy of your reset date.
Yes,
If
sir.
you want to waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself, you will have to please inform the court. Now, Mr. Galvan, do you want to hire an attorney, or do you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney, or do you want to waive your right to an attorney and to represent yourself?
I would like to represent myself.
Okay, now, Mr. Galvan,
Yes, sir.
There's a written waiver of your right that, for you, that you must sign. That written waiver is actually in the misdemeanor plea admonishment, which is state's exhibit number 1. And I will read that to you. It says, I have been advised this day by the court of my right to representation by counsel in the case pending against me. I have been advised and understand that if I am determined to be indigent, counsel will be appointed to me free of charge. Understanding my right to have counsel appointed to me free of charge, if I am found to be indigent, I wish to waive that right and request the court to proceed with my case without an attorney being appointed for me. I specifically waive my right to be represented by an attorney, to consult with an attorney before I give up these enumerated rights. It is my decision to represent myself, and I do so knowing the dangers and disadvantages of self-representation. I further elect not to request appointment of counsel. Mr. Galvan, is that your desire?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Galvan, I'll give you an opportunity to talk to